During the summer, ling is a regular occurrence for many families because it enables them to take advantage of the weather while spending time together. Everyone has their own favorite foods to grill, and for the most part, ours are vegetables. An excellent way to make a meal for your family is to grill vegetables. Despite the large number of available vegetable varieties, we encourage you to step outside your comfort zone and try one or more of these grillable veggies to make a delicious meal, whether you want to follow a recipe exactly or add your own twist. Here are top 10 best veggies for the barbecue. 10. Corn on the cob. It's probably safe to say that corn on the cob is the vegetable that gets grilled the most often in North America. This is partially due to the fact that grilled corn on the cob produces delicious results, but it is also due to the fact that it is so easy to prepare. You can get a smoky flavor from the corn by steaming it while it is still covered in the husk. You can get the ultimate barbecue flavor from it by getting grill marks on it, or you can rub it with olive oil to bring out some of the sweetness for corn that is so tender that it almost melts in your mouth. There are a few different ways you can prepare the corn. When it comes to preparing corn on the cob for the grill, there is no such thing as the wrong way. 9. Portobello mushrooms. The naturally woody portobello mushroom becomes one of the meatiest, most satisfying vegetables you could grill when you combine it with the smokiness that comes from the barbecue and perhaps even a dash of liquid smoke. Yum! Don't forget to remove the stems, clean the outer caps, and gently scrape the gills. By doing this, you will only be left with the mushroom's meat, and it won't turn an odd shade of black that has nothing to do with grill marks. For about 4 minutes on each side, place them directly on the grill. They grill quickly. Skewers are useful for grilling white or brown button mushrooms. After a thorough cleaning, layer them on a skewer. For about 5 minutes, or until they reach the texture you prefer, turn them over in a hot spot of the grill. 7. Bell peppers. Grilling whole bell peppers is the simplest method. They should be completely blackened on all sides after being charred for 3 to 4 minutes. After that, place them into a bowl that is covered with a lid, plate, or towel. Give them about 10 minutes to steam. Then carefully pull off the peeling and remove the stems and seeds, which will practically fall out of the pepper. Afterwards, you'll have smoky, sweet fire-roasted peppers that you can eat right away or marinate for later use in salads, sandwiches, and whatever else comes to mind. Peppers can also be cleaned, cut into quarters, and grilled for just 3 to 5 minutes before serving. 6. Summer squash. Cutting summer squashes like zucchini, yellow squash, and eggplant lengthwise into strips that are approximately 1/4 or 1/2 of an inch thick is the best way for us to prepare summer squashes like zucchini, yellow squash, and eggplant for the barbecue. Place them directly on the grill and cook them for about 3 minutes on each side after giving them a coating of olive oil and liberally seasoning them first. Because of the salt, the moisture in the vegetables will be drawn out, and you'll be able to achieve an unrivaled smoky flavor in them with a hint of sweetness. 5. Carrots. Carrots have a natural sweetness that can be brought out through the grilling process, which also helps to caramelize the sugars. The procedure for preparing parsnips and turnips is essentially identical. When grilling carrots, you should use a grill basket because the carrot's outer layer becomes more fragile than the grill can handle as they cook. You can put it directly on the grill, but you should remember to keep it crisp if you do so. Carrots should be at least 3/4 of an inch thick at their thickest point for optimal grilling results. If they are much thicker than this, it is often difficult to get the carrot cooked through without burning it. This is especially true if they are much thicker than this. You should also remove the greens from the carrots before using them. Get a nice char on the carrots, toss them in olive oil and salt, then place them in a single layer on the grill over direct heat for 7 to 10 minutes. It takes approximately 10 to 12 minutes to cook, making it one of the vegetables that takes the longest. The use of maple syrup as a glaze is a fantastic idea, especially when combined with just a touch of cayenne pepper. 4. Onions. Onions that were grilled, then drizzled with olive oil and allowed to caramelize to perfection. Indeed, we are starving as well. To prepare onions in this manner, simply slice them into rounds without separating the rings. After about 5 minutes of cooking directly on the grill, flip the food over and let the other side continue to cook for another minute or 2. This method works really well for cabbage as well, despite the fact that it needs more time to cook. 3. Tomatoes. There is a wide variety of tomatoes available, but our go-to choice for grilling is a cherry or grape tomato. Other types of tomatoes are available. After being threaded onto a skewer and grilled for 5 to 7 minutes, until they are deliciously sweet, tender, and juicy. If you want to grill a larger tomato, such as an heirloom, beefsteak, or even a Roma, try cutting it in half or quarters and placing it directly on the grill. This will help ensure that the tomato cooks evenly. Keeping the piece together while still sending sufficient heat through it to cook it and bring out the natural sugars will be easier if the skin is allowed to remain in contact with the grill. 2. Green beans. The grilling process can be difficult for green beans because they tend to fall through the grates easily, but the beans are well worth the trouble. Taking a portable grill and placing it on top of your standard grill plate in such a way that the holes face in the opposite direction is a good solution to this problem. By doing it this way, the beans will be prevented from falling all the way through to the coals below. If you trim your beans before grilling them and toss them with some olive oil and lemon juice, you can bring out the beans' natural flavor. After about 5 minutes on the grill, they will be cooked to perfection. Turning is optional. You can use this technique for snow, sugar, or snap peas in addition to edamame that is still in its shell when it is prepared this way. 1. Leafy greens. Despite the continued goodness of the grilled lettuce, grilled romaine lettuce became a huge barbecue trend a few years ago and has since appeared to have somewhat cooled off. Even though kale has gained a little more notoriety, grilling almost any leafy green is a culinary delight. When cooked at such high temperatures, green leaves undergo a transformation that causes them to lose all of their bitterness and transform into buttery crisps that melt in your mouth. When using a whole head of lettuce, such as romaine, cut it into quarters, brush it with olive oil, season it to taste, and grill it for about 5 minutes, or until it is charred. Keep the leaves in fairly large chunks when grilling them individually to prevent them from falling through the grill. The leaves should be seasoned and massaged with oil before being placed directly on the grill. They will sizzle and possibly pop, but keep them in place for at least 3 minutes. Flip them over carefully with tongs, allow the other side to char for just a moment, and then remove them. Cook bok choy, butter lettuce, endives, and collard greens in the same manner as you would kale. Beet greens, Swiss chard, and other lighter greens can also be grilled, but they don't need to be cooked for as long as the tougher leaves. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.